Stand up for a moment if you can. Go ahead, I'll wait right here for you. Did you notice how your legs reacted to this simple action, how your balance changed just a little bit, and even how your heart rate adjusted slightly to handle this very basic movement? It's truly amazing, isn't it? This really shows the incredible way our bodies are built to manage everyday activities with such precision and accuracy. Most people go through their daily lives without ever pausing to consider how the regular foods they eat day after day after day can quietly affect their blood pressure levels in small but important ways. Surprisingly, one of the biggest hidden causes of high blood pressure is probably already in your kitchen cabinet or maybe in your refrigerator right now, something that you likely eat on a regular basis without thinking about it much at all. I'm doctor, and for more than 20 years now, I've had the honor of working with thousands of adults, particularly those who are over the age of 60. These folks often felt really frustrated by their ongoing and hard to control blood pressure numbers. They were people who were already putting in a lot of good work in their lives. They walked on a regular basis, they took their prescribed medications exactly as told, and they stayed away from the obvious unhealthy junk foods that everyone talks about. Yet, even with all of these good efforts, their blood pressure readings kept going higher and higher, which made them feel quite down and helpless at times. High blood pressure doesn't usually appear all of a sudden or come from out of nowhere. Instead, it grows slowly and steadily over time. It's driven by those small, everyday foods that find their way into your daily routine almost without you noticing them. These foods look totally harmless when you're eating them. They don't cause any big or immediate symptoms that would warn you right away. But over weeks, months, and even years, they keep pushing your blood pressure numbers up in a slow way that can seem almost unnoticed until it's too late. Over the next 23 minutes or so, I'm going to guide you step by step through my 5-step fresh protocol. This method is simple, practical, and has been put together to help you regain control over your blood pressure in a real way. The approach is backed by strong scientific evidence from trusted places such as research done by the American Heart Association, studies from Harvard Medical School, and many other reviewed studies that have appeared in some of the top medical journals in the world. These sources give a solid base for everything we'll cover here today. To make this talk feel more personal and right for your own situation, I'd really like it if you could share your age in the comments section below. Your age makes a big difference in how your body responds to these common everyday foods that we all come across on a regular basis. It helps make the advice even more suited to where you are in your life right now. By the time we finish this conversation together, you'll have a much better idea of which hidden foods might be adding to your high blood pressure right now. You'll also find out why these particular foods often have a bigger effect on adults over the age of 60, and most importantly, you'll get some practical and easy steps that you can start using right away. These steps will help you lessen their effect without making you give up the foods that you really like and enjoy in your daily life. Let's begin with one of the most common hidden problems, sodium. Let's think about sodium and how it causes water retention in a very straightforward and easy to follow way. Imagine a garden hose for a second. Think of your arteries as those bendy tubes, and your blood moving through them just like water flows through the hose. When you get too much salt from what you eat, your body naturally keeps extra water to try to thin out that higher sodium level. This extra water then raises the pressure inside those arterial tubes. Over time, this extra pressure starts to harm the delicate inner walls of your arteries, making them stiffer and much less bendy than they should be in a healthy body. Also, sodium tells your kidneys to hold on to even more water, which then boosts your overall blood volume and adds more strain to your whole heart and blood vessel system. Harvard researchers did a detailed study where they watched 1,200 adults for a full 5 years. The results were very telling. Those who ate more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium each day had a 38% higher chance of getting high blood pressure compared to people who kept their daily intake under 2,500 mmol. This kind of information really shows why it's so important to pay close attention to what you're consuming every single day. Many people tell themselves things like, I don't put that much salt on my food, I only add a little bit here and there on my meals. But the real truth is that sodium is hidden in so many surprising spots. In processed meats like deli meats and bacon, in canned soups, in ready made sauces, in different condiments, and even in regular salad dressings. A single serving of any one of these might not look like a lot by itself, but when you add them all up over the course of a whole day and then think about that for the full week, the total builds up way more than most people would ever expect or even know about. If you've ever had noticeable swelling in your ankles or seen unexpected jumps in your home blood pressure checks, then sodium is almost definitely a big part of what's happening in your body. If this sounds very familiar from your own experiences, I suggest you type the word sodium right in the comments section below. It helps create a feeling of community and shared experiences among all of us dealing with the same issues every day. It's worth noting, however, that not all foods that raise blood pressure are full of salt. There's another important group that needs your focus: refined carbohydrates. This covers things like white bread, pastries, cakes, cookies, and sugary sodas. These things work like quick sugar hits as soon as they reach your digestive system. They cause a fast and strong rise in your blood sugar levels, which then leads to a big release of insulin from your pancreas. If this pattern keeps happening over a long time, those constantly high insulin levels can cause your arteries to harden and also encourage the body to hold onto more fluid. Both of these actions help raise your blood pressure over time in noticeable ways. In a study from Johns Hopkins University, researchers tracked 850 adults over a whole decade. They found something really interesting. The people who ate the most refined carbohydrates had 52% more stiffness in their arteries compared to those who mostly chose whole grains in their meals. This shows the lasting effects that build up without much notice at all. As we get older, the endothelium, which is the thin inner layer of our arteries, slowly loses a lot of its natural stretchiness. You can picture it as an old rubber band that has been pulled and left out in the weather for many years, turning hard and much less flexible as a result. Once the flexibility in your arteries starts to drop, even small increases in blood volume or brief moments of sugar-related stress can lead to clear rises in blood pressure that feel stronger than before. For adults who are over 60, the function of the endothelium often drops by about 30 to 40% when compared to younger adults. When you combine that natural change from age with extra sodium or too many refined carbs and sugars, your blood vessels struggle more to handle the needs of daily life and the pressures we all deal with on a regular basis. There are also some other things that people often miss, but that can add to the issue in a building way. These include store-bought salad dressings, pickled items, many frozen ready meals, and some kinds of cheese. These foods usually mix high amounts of sodium, added sugars, and unhealthy fats all together in one easy package. On their own, each one might not seem like a worry at first, but as they add up from day to day, it's similar to having small stones in your shoes. At the start, you barely feel them, but soon enough, every step begins to feel more tiring and hard as the buildup grows over time. A team of researchers at UCLA studied 600 older adults and found that those who ate 2 to 3 servings of processed foods every day had systolic blood pressure levels that were, on average, 25% higher than the group that mainly ate fresh, lightly processed meals. This kind of result really points out the unseen strength of these choices in our daily routines. The key lesson from all of this is that your body isn't just failing you without any cause. Instead, it's these small, repeated daily habits that are slowly raising the pressure over a long time in ways that are simple to overlook if you're not paying attention. The very best starting point you can take is to just become more mindful of these effects right now. So, take a second right here to stop and consider it. How many of these kinds of foods appear often in your daily eating without you even knowing it? Go ahead and share your true guess in the comments below so we can all gain from one another and feel more connected as we learn together. Let me tell you about a couple of true stories to make this more real and helpful for everyone listening. First, there's Mary, who is 68 years old. She truly thought that she was eating healthy overall. She made sure to walk every day, she fully avoided alcohol, and she steered clear of obvious junk food as much as she could. But her blood pressure stayed around 145 over 90 on most days, which was upsetting for her and hurt her confidence in her efforts. When we looked closely at her usual daily meals during our talks, we noticed some small but key patterns that had gone unseen for a long time. She was putting 2 tablespoons of creamy salad dressing on her lunch salad every single time. She ate a frozen ready meal about 3 times a week for ease, and she had a small amount of pickles almost every day as a side dish. By themselves, none of these looked like a major problem back then. But when put together over weeks, they were slowly but surely raising her blood pressure numbers in a steady manner that added up. After she stuck to the fresh protocol for just 4 weeks, Mary's blood pressure went down to a much better 124 over 78. The swelling in her ankles got clearly smaller, and she said she felt lighter on her feet, more full of energy than in a long while, and overall much improved in her everyday life with fresh drive and motivation. Then there was James, a 72-year-old man who loved his sandwiches as his main meal. He was very careful about taking his medications just as prescribed and keeping up with his walking without missing a day. Even with that strong effort, his readings were heading toward 150 over 88, which worried him a lot and kept him up at night. The hidden issues in his situation were daily fruit juice that he saw as a healthy pick, packaged crackers that he snacked on all day, and the sometimes frozen dinner when he was busy with his schedule. After 6 weeks of following the fresh protocol without fail, his blood pressure fell to 128 over 76. He shared that for the first time in many years, he felt really in control and strong about his health. He had learned to check food labels more closely, to use better portion sizes in every meal, and to make simple and useful swaps that matched his way of life without feeling like he was losing out on the things he enjoyed. These real stories point to a core idea that I come across over and over. Even small and regular changes can bring about true, important gains in your health and how you feel. This holds even after long times of feeling stuck and upset by no progress in spite of your hard work and dedication. Now, let's get into the fresh protocol, which is made up of 5 clear and totally doable steps that anyone can do without much trouble. The first step is about creating a habit of awareness in your everyday routine. This means putting in a deliberate effort to log your meals, your snacks, and your drinks for a while, maybe with a basic notebook or an app on your phone. As you do this on a regular basis, the patterns in what you eat will stand out more clearly and give you better insights into your habits. You'll start to see precisely which foods are causing that quiet rise in your blood pressure without needing to guess or wonder anymore. What's interesting is that just doing this awareness building often leads to good changes naturally because your brain begins to pick better options on its own as you become more tuned in. The second step is about careful portion control to maintain balance in your meals. Even foods that are thought of as healthy can overload your system if the amounts get too big over time without you realizing it. A straightforward and useful tool for this is the simple plate method, which is easy to recall and use at every meal. Aim to fill half your plate with bright vegetables, 1/4 with lean proteins, and the last 1/4 with complex carbs for lasting power and energy. According to a study from UCLA, people who began using mindful portion control saw an average fall in their systolic blood pressure of 7 mmHg in just 1 month, which is a great quick success that motivates you to keep going. The third step centers on staying hydrated and picking drinks that are good for your heart and blood flow. This step suggests switching out fruit juices, sweet teas, and flavored waters for regular water, herbal teas without sugar, or water with added slices of lemon, cucumber, or fresh berries for some light taste that makes it more enjoyable. Keeping your water intake steady and solid helps stop those ups and downs in fluids that can add stress to your blood vessels and kidneys all day long. The fourth step focuses on reducing refined carbohydrates and added sugars in a clever manner that fits your lifestyle. You'll need to swap things like white bread, pastries, and sugary drinks for better choices such as whole grains, fresh berries, and beans that give more good nutrients and fiber. And when you include carbs in your meals, it's smart to combine them with some protein or fiber to slow their entry into your blood and prevent those quick rises that affect your pressure. Research from Harvard found that just changing 2 servings of refined carbs for whole grain ones each day led to an average drop of 6 millimHg in systolic blood pressure over 12 weeks, showing how effective small changes can be when done consistently. The fifth and last step is about boosting your awareness of sodium to make smart choices every time you eat. Try to go for fresh items as much as you can and to season your meals with natural things like herbs, lemon, spices, garlic, or similar options instead of depending on packaged sauces and mixes that build up fast in your system. The American Heart Association suggests that most older adults should keep to no more than 1,500 milliliters of sodium per day for better heart health and overall well-being. Sadly, many people take in over 3,000 milliliters every day because of those sneaky sources in processed foods that slip in unnoticed without much thought. The good news is that these easy shifts often bring visible improvements quite soon, which keeps you motivated to keep going and stay on track. In the very first week, lots of people say they feel less puffiness in their middle, a small reduction in ankle swelling, and a clearer idea of where sodium is in their regular foods. By the second week, their blood pressure usually starts moving down in a good direction, and their meals begin to seem more filling and even without any feeling of missing out on flavor or satisfaction. Then, in weeks 3 and 4, the gains get even stronger and more uplifting. Systolic numbers often decrease by 5 to 10 mmHg. And people often mention having much more energy all day with a fresh feeling of life and vitality. Over the longer run, your arteries can slowly get back some of their early flexibility. Your heart works a bit less hard with every beat, and these helpful habits become simpler and more usual as time passes, becoming a regular part of how you live your life. It's very key to keep in mind that this fresh protocol is meant to support your doctor's care, not replace it at all. You should never quit any of your prescribed medications unless you've discussed it with your doctor first and received their okay after thinking it through carefully. If you have other health issues like kidney problems, heart issues, or diabetes, it's extra important to talk to your doctor before any major shifts in your sodium or fluid intake to stay safe and healthy. Always aim for slow progress instead of trying to fix everything at once in a hurry. This helps you avoid getting worn out and raises the odds that these new ways will stay with you for good and feel normal over time. Begin by focusing on just one change at a time to grow your progress steadily and build confidence. You can also prepare yourself for success by making some basic changes to your home setup that back up your aims. For example, place healthy options like fresh fruit, cut up veggies, and unsalted nuts in spots where they're quick to spot and grab when you want them. At the same time, put those high sodium and high sugar things in areas that are a little harder to reach so they're not the first ones you see when you open the cabinet. Take up the habit of eating mindfully by shutting off things like the TV or your phone while you eat. Spend time truly savoring the tastes and feels of your food and watch how much you take in so you stay connected to what your body is telling you about your needs. Solid hydration goes beyond just drinking when you're thirsty. It helps kidney health at a deeper level, keeps your body's salts in good balance for better total wellness, and can even help your medications do their job better as part of your daily life. Managing stress is another vital part that people sometimes forget in the busy pace of things. Spending just 5 minutes 2 times a day on deep breaths, light stretches, or a quick walk can bring down stress chemicals and lighten the load on your arteries in a real way that grows over time. Tracking your progress with a good home blood pressure device can offer you quick and useful info that makes you feel stronger and more in charge. It allows you to notice for yourself which changes are helping the most for your own body and make tweaks as needed based on what you see. Handling social times or meals out at places like restaurants can be tricky when you're working on these shifts, but some smart planning can make a big difference and help you stay steady on your path. Try checking restaurant menus on the internet before you go, if possible, to choose well ahead of time. Request sauces or dressings to come on the side so you decide how much to use, and plan for lighter meals earlier so it all evens out without any worry or guilt. Getting family or helpers involved in this path can give you more support and cheer when your drive is low and you need a boost. And remember to include steady, moderate activity as a main part of your routine. Activities like walking, yoga from a chair, or light weights can boost your blood flow, ease artery stiffness, and build up your heart strength over time. For lasting gains, it's the regular practice of your activity that matters more than how hard it is on any single day. These types of daily habits can make your medications work even better, creating a helpful match between what you eat, how you stay active, and the care from your health team. It all starts from growing awareness one step at a time, doing steady work every day, and holding a calm commitment to the process that brings rewards in the end. I'm Doctor, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. There, we'll look at even more useful and research-backed ideas to help you keep your heart and your body firm, well, and doing great for many years ahead. Remember, the journey to better blood pressure control is one that builds on these small, consistent efforts. Each day you choose to follow the fresh protocol, you're giving your body the support it needs to thrive naturally. Think about how far you've come already just by tuning into this information today. Your commitment to understanding these hidden factors is the first real step toward lasting change. As we wrap up this session, take a deep breath and feel proud of the awareness you're building. Share your thoughts in the comments, connect with others on the same path, and let's keep supporting each other moving forward. Your health is worth every bit of this attention, and with the fresh protocol as your guide, brighter days are ahead for your heart and overall well-being.